now, News 4's Weather Extra with meteorologist Ryan Duggar.
Welcome into Weather Extra. After a very wet weekend, I hope everyone was able to stay dry out there. But honestly, the rain was a very welcome sight as we've been dealing with drought conditions and also been seeing a rain deficit for the past several months, really since Hurricane Helene made its way into Florida last year. So how much rain did we get? Meteorologist Zach Webster has the answer.
Much of the southeast has seen quite a bit of rainfall come down over the last couple of days. Here's a look at some of those rainfall totals over the last 48 hours, stopping early this Monday morning. Montgomery picking up a little over 3 inches of rain over the last couple of days. Several locations around the state of Alabama seeing well above 1 inch of rain. Much of the same out across the Florida Panhandle. Some of our heaviest rainfall totals over the last couple of days happening over the western portions of Georgia and the southwest corner of South Carolina. Savannah up toward Columbia seeing close to 3 inches of rain. 2.7 inches of rain fell over in Macon as well. Since Friday, the airport out in Dothan has picked up a little over 2.5 inches of rain. The wettest day in that stretch was Saturday when we saw a little over 1.25 inches of rain, and the rain that we've already seen so far through the opening several days of May, that's gotten that monthly total up to a little over 3 inches of rain. That's got us over 2 inches above normal for where we should be for this point in the month. And in even better news, we've already seen enough rain throughout the month of May that if we don't see any more for the rest of the month of May, we will still end the month with above normal rainfall.
Hey, that's some great news. And honestly, last May, too, was well above normal as well. We just got round and round of showers and thunderstorms, even some severe weather last year. So even with some drier weather making its way in later on this week, the rain that we got is a very welcome sight. And those rain totals actually only encompass what we saw from Friday into Sunday. So we actually did get some rain early this morning. I actually woke up to some showers making their way through Dothan. And Dothan was just below ½ an inch with some of that rain that it got for Houston County. Pretty good rainfall throughout there too. Blakely was just under ½ an inch as well. A couple tenths of an inch for Enterprise, 3/10 of an inch for Geneva, and so more of that scattered shower coverage was still seen for this morning. And actually now we can see that for the recorded total from now since Friday is actually just over 3 inches, and this 3-day span this is our normal total for that 3-day span, just at ½ an inch. So as of now, we saw 2.5 inches more in rainfall than what we typically see at this time. And so that was definitely some very good rainfall for us, especially with how dry everything has been. But now switching to where that rain is currently, scattered showers and thunderstorms still spread out throughout much of the country. More of those showers and thunderstorms farther off to the east, all because of this low pressure continuing to churn over the southeast. But this will start to make its way towards the northeast, and as it does, we'll start to see high pressure settle in behind it. And we pretty much all know what high pressure means for our area, along with zonal flow, which is that straight west to east flow right there. That means some heat can start to set up. And so some of that heat that we saw for parts of Texas today will likely start to spill into the east over the next couple of days. But we'll be sure to go over more details on the heat that we could see later on this week, just after the break.
And now, News 4's Weather Extra.
Welcome back to Weather Extra. That upper level low pressure that's been sitting over the southeast has helped keep things a little bit cooler than normal for our area and likely for much of the southeast. And so I was taking a look at the high temperatures throughout the country that we saw earlier today, and we can see that effect, especially for areas to the southeast as well. Dothan at 83 degrees today, at 80 in Atlanta and Nashville, 74 in Memphis. There was a little bit more of a bottleneck of showers and thunderstorms from North Mississippi into those areas of Tennessee today. But the biggest thing to watch out for is farther to the west into Texas, where we see more of those temperatures in the 90s, like 93 degrees in Austin, 96 in El Paso. This bottleneck of temperatures right here will be able to start spilling into the east over the next few days, and that can grant us more of that summer-like heat into the days ahead as well. And so for the next few days, we'll be starting to see that this heat makes its way in, especially as that high pressure sets sets up, and that allows for more stable air. And so with that sunshine mix in, that's going to help that heat start to make its way through. By Thursday, highs for parts of Texas could be in the hundreds to upper 90s, while more of those 90s start to spread through parts of Mississippi into Louisiana. We'll likely be at 90 degrees for Thursday afternoon, but then into the weekend, we'll still see more of those temperatures around the lower 90s, 91 likely for Saturday. And the biggest thing too, as we continue to see this heat continue into this weekend, likely for Sunday, yet again, temperatures around the lower 90s, even though this model is showing a little bit of that cooler air coming in from the north, we can actually likely see that dew points during this time will be sitting around the 70s. And as it does, that's going to make things feel a lot hotter than normal, where we can see temperatures really feeling more like they're in the upper 90s to around 100 degrees. And so the more that we have this deep moisture, it's going to make things feel like that. But also with this moisture, typically we look out for more rain chances. But with that high pressure that's going to be set up over much of this area, we're just not really going to be seeing much in terms of rain chances. The best rain chances were really this past weekend with the showers and thunderstorms as that low pressure makes its way farther to the north. And so for this weekend, I took a look at the highs that we have, or the record highs that we can see into this weekend as well. And so 98 and for Thursday and Monday of next week. That's really the highest of the highs that we have seen on record, and those were set back in 1998. Honestly, actually, it looks like there was a pretty good heat wave that was set up back in 1998 as we see most of our records around that area. But for Friday and Saturday, that might be the best chance where we can see that temperatures meet or even break our record, as our current forecast is around 92 and 91 degrees. And again, there is a range with this, so this could either be 2 degrees or a little bit more below 92 or 2 degrees above 92. We would like to try and meet that range when we're forecasting temperatures. And the same can be said for that 91 degrees forecasted for Saturday. So we're going to be watching out to see if we can break those records potentially. But the biggest thing is with that moisture in place, it's also important to kind of forecast the heat indices that we could see for those days as well. So even though the thermometer might be reading temperatures in the lower 90s, as you step outside and spend time outside, that moisture could make things feel like they're more in the upper 90s to even 100 degrees maybe by the end or the start of next week as well. And so as we continue to see these dew points and this heat, it's likely going to be pretty uncomfortable as you're making your way outside. So the best thing is to be mindful of the heat. Be sure to find places in the shade and also take breaks within AC, and so that way you can cool down, because this is going to be a nice taste of summer before summer really settles in. And we're going to be, of course, talking more about how to stay safe in the heat, especially as we get into summer as well. But for tomorrow's Weather Extra, the National Weather Service has determined 2 tornadoes that have made their way through this past week, and we're going to be talking more about them tomorrow. Until then, have a great night.